He has created us the way He wants us to be. Now we have been, some of us may want to say forced, but circumstances has caused some of us to adapt other roles, which we weren't really designed for. And we are adaptable, right? Amen? Amen. Aren't we as women adaptable? Amen. Yes, I know Kizan is a good example. Amen. Yes, we had to adapt to certain roles which were typically meant for men, as we put it, but we had to do it. And sometimes because of circumstances, maybe you're a single parent, you have to. Sometimes because of the choices that we make in life, there is no way we have to adapt. But all in all, we are that kind of a species that we're flexible and we have to adapt. But God has uniquely and carefully designed us in a certain way. Now, who is a mother? That question was asked, and Peter made a very good explanation of it. Like she said also that a mother doesn't necessarily mean somebody who has given birth, right? I have in my notes, not only giving birth, but anyone who has helped to nurture a child. We may know of some persons who, they don't have a child, but they have nurtured somebody's child. And they have treated that child with such love and care as their own. I would see a wrong in looking at this person as a mother figure. That person has not given birth to the child, but that person has mothered the child in nurturing that child. You see, we were made in a way to nurture and to give care. That's the way we were designed. That's why you see women take up certain roles like nursing, because that's a nurturing field. Teaching our souls, right? So God has designed us that way, that it's within us to nurture and to care. He has given us what we call a womb, and a womb is made for carrying something. And that's the reason why also God didn't give men the womb. He gave women the womb. So sometimes men cannot carry what we can carry. They can get frustrated easily. They sometimes cannot bear what we can bear. Because why? God designed them differently. He designed us differently. Amen. So the womb that God gives to us is to carry. And while we physically carrying a child, we also spiritually we carry a lot with us. And I'm praying that we can all get to that understanding that it's not only a physical carrying, we are carriers of so much that God has placed within us that we might not even visualize all or capitalize on all that God has blessed us with to carry. Some of us, we may not have even tapped into it as yet, or tap into it fully, but some of us, we might be there. Like for example, for me, I'm on that journey of whatever God has placed within me to carry. So, as women, we're all carriers of something. If we don't carry a child in our womb, we're still carrying because God has placed us on the earth to carry something. Now, I asked who's a mother and what would be the responsibilities of a mother. The children that we have, right? We didn't make them. And don't get me wrong, because in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5 says that before you were birthed, I formed you. God formed me, you, every one of us. God formed every child inside, every child that we carry before we give birth to that child. So we didn't have a choice on what color the eye the child will have, a texture, hair, color of the skin or anything. We birthed the child. We didn't make the child. We gave birth to the child. God is the one who made the child, according to Jeremiah 1:5.
Chevron.
So sometimes we get in the habit that says, I make you. Right? We birthed the child. We gave birth. But we didn't make them. God made them.
Yes.
And in that sense also, when we see that they go sometimes in the way that we are not so pleased, remember, we still have a brain of their own. It comes down to the choices that we make. You would have done your part. God made the child. God chose you to carry the child, birth the child. God chose you to teach the child. But then it's up to the child now.